So across the pond, I'm talking about the UK, not here in America, Valve, the owners of Steam, are being sued. You might ask why? Well, it's a very similar situation as to what Sony was dealing with when it came to their digital sales, because they're the only ones that sell digitally for themselves. That's Sony, that is, not Steam. But anyways, there's a claim over in the UK where Valve is actually being sued. So let's read into this article. It's from Kotaku, so take it with a grain of salt. So let's get into it. All right, guys. Valve is being sued for 838 million over alleged price restrictions. A UK claim is attempting to end Valve's implied market dominance in PC game sales. Guess what? That's not going to happen. Like, basically, Steam is too big to fail. I'm just going to throw that out there. Like, they are massive. People do like to try to sue Valve. Most often, allegations that Steam have some sort of monopoly over PC gaming market. This is likely because Steam just might have some sort of monopoly over the gaming market. Okay, so the first time I read this, I was like, wait, that's weird and weird. No, they just said the same thing twice. The latest attempt to break the Washington-based developer stronghold comes from a little island that rarely can, the UK, where a suit claims the company has overcharged 14 million British users. Is it just the British that got overpaid, overcharged? What about us here in America, Brazil, Australia, Japan? I don't care. Just the UK. So, anyways, the route claims that. The route to this claimed overcharging is somewhat convoluted. The claim is suing Valve for 656 million of His Majesty's pounds, 838 million in freedom dollars, filed to compensate appeal tribunal in London. It is based around an accusation that Steam required publishers to agree pricey parte obligations, which is to say they likely cannot afford the same games on another store for a lower price. I hate to break the news to you, homie. Guess what? I could go to Walmart and get the same thing you're buying at Target for a cheaper price. I could go to GameStop and potentially get something that's on sale that you may not potentially be able to get over at Target for the same price. It's a free market. That's all it comes down to when it comes to stuff like that. This lawsuit's actually kind of dumb. The more and more I'm reading it, and especially reading this out loud, I don't see how they're like, yeah, this is a great idea. Because at the end of the day, you can go to whatever market you want to. You can go and buy whatever game you want to. And at the end of the day, like, guess what? There's going to be different prices potentially across the board. Companies who hold a dominant position in a market are not allowed to charge excessive or anti-competitive prices. Okay, I could get behind that because most of the time larger companies get stuff at a discounted rate because you buy it in bulk, right? With that being said, anti-competitive pricing, I definitely don't agree because Steam is very competitive when it comes to their pricing, especially like them versus Epic Game Store versus Steam. They go back and forth. They also cannot impose other unfair trading conditions that prevent or hinder others from competing with them. The specific accusation reads, okay. It says right here, Valve is accused of shutting out competition in the PC gaming market by forcing game publishers to sign up to pricing restrictions that dictate the lowest price the game can be sold for on rival platforms. Okay, so that's interesting to actually think about, that they're actually forcing these gaming publishers to basically, like, you can't sell it for cheaper than this. I know sometimes to get attention, like, some of these platforms will sell games at a loss. This is being orchestrated by Vicky Showbolt via the British equivalent to a class action lawsuit, which is called Opt-out Collective Action Claim. Shopbolt, a campaigner for child's digital rights, is bringing the claim via a law firm whose lawyers, Natasha Perryman, explains, we believe that Valve is using a market power in a way is detrimental to consumers and has led to them being overcharged for games and in-game content on the Steam platform. which I highly disagree because, like I said, when it comes down to it, the battle between Steam and the battle between Epic, it's a very healthy one. And then on top of that, you got all kinds of places you can buy like games or all that other stuff. But at the end of the day, I will admit, like Steam does have the chokehold on the market because it is the most used one in the like period for the PC. And I mean, it's just so much easier as well to be able to open Steam and like, perfect example, like here, I'll open Steam right now, boom. Guess what? Here's my entire library. I could go through and I could scroll and find whatever game I want and not have to have 30 different launchers. That's why I love Steam. The case has a swishy website where Brits can sign up for more information. However, bizarrely, since this is an opt-out claim, if you're in the UK and have bought anything on Steam since June 2018 and don't want to be part of the case, should it get certified, you will need to visit the site to opt out. Law is weird. That is weird. Like, I legit don't understand why you would even opt out unless, like, Steam's like, yo, if you opt in and you get a piece of this, you're done on Steam, which I highly doubt they would. The site goes on to suggest that Valve's market dominance and pricing restriction also allows it to continue charging an excessive commission to sell games on Steam. I've talked about this before as well, and that is, right here it says it generally a colossal 30%, although for some godforsaken reason the company lowers its figure only for the largest publishers. So when it comes down to a sale rate, if you got, let's say, a $50 game, like Steam's going to take $15 of that. So they're taking 30% right off the top. And it makes sense to offer larger publishers like a lower rate because those games are actually going to drive people to the platform. Vice, a small time game that nobody's ever heard of. Such claims do seem to just bounce off Valve, court dismissing suggestions that the only realistic store option for releasing PC games to a large audience somehow doesn't have an unfair advantage. We'll keep an eye on this one. I'm kind of interested to see like exactly what the British courts are going to say about this because genuinely I don't think they really have a case to stand on. Here, we're going full screen. This is like definitely like a frivolous lawsuit. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's basically it's a paper thin veil. If this is the case and they want to sue Valve for overcharging, well, why aren't they suing Epic? Why aren't they suing all these other ones that are doing this? It's because Valve is the figurehead when it comes to PC gaming. Because like I said, just being able to click one app, have all your games there, download it, blah, 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 it just makes life that much easier. Anyways, you guys, don't forget to mash that like button, subscribe. Comment down below, how do you feel about all these lawsuits against Steam and Valve? I think that this isn't going anywhere. We'll have to see, though. Y'all take it easy. Have a great and wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.